Hello and welcome to today's video. I'm doing something a little bit different for me. I'm going to be filming a favourites video, but instead of doing like a monthly favourites, I'm going to turn it into a summer 2019 favourites. Across the summer I've loved a lot of products. They're going to be beauty products, household things and just lifestyle stuff. So a good mixture in today's favourites. I used to really enjoy watching YouTubers' favourites videos, like monthly favourites back in the day. It was one of my favourite ones to watch. So this is my first favourites video and I hope you're going to enjoy it. Let's start with the beauty products, because beauty is primarily the reason that I started watching YouTube in the first place. So the first thing that I've loved is the Dior Forever Undercover Foundation. Now I am the shade 021. I think the way Dior work their foundations with numbers, the number at the end determines what, like, whether it's cool toned or warm toned, but I've got quite yellow undertones in my skin, so I think that's what the 1 means. And this is my tanned foundation. I cannot wear this at all in the winter and stuff because it's just way too dark, but it's perfect for me in the summer, and because it's full coverage, it's quite matte, it's not like a dewy foundation, so I find it works really well in the summer. It was my wedding one, I'm not sure if I've already said that. So yeah, I liked this last summer and I've used it so much. Like, this is the only thing that goes on my face. It lasts all day, it's brilliant. I'm not going to say any more, but yeah, the Dior Forever Undercover Foundation is my favourite foundation of the summer. Then another product that you probably won't be surprised to see me mention is my MAC Tropic Tonic Lipstick. This is the one that I picked up on duty free for our holiday to Crete, and I have just worn it all summer long. I'm a sucker for a bright orange lip in the summer, so this just ticks all the boxes for me. It's matte, it lasts all day, pretty much only have to top it up maybe after I've eaten lunch and stuff. I absolutely love it. It's just the perfect summer lipstick for me. And you've probably seen it in all my vlogs and all my videos since our Crete holiday. So yeah, the MAC Tropic Tonic Lipstick is my favourite. It has been well loved since June. I use the Clinique Super City Block, which is a face SPF. I first saw this on Lisa Eldridge's channel. It's quite hard to say, Lisa Eldridge, on her channel. A long time ago when I was watching a video for like acne covering up, because I used to have quite bad skin. And again, this has got a yellow undertone and you can use it as a primer, but it's also SPF. So in the summer I like to use this. It's quite high, it's SPF 40, and I've never burnt on my face when I use this. I take it on holiday. As you can see, I've actually just bought like a new one. It's repurchased because I've gone through quite a few tubes of this over the years and we are going away again in September. So they had like a 15% off at John Lewis this week, so I picked up a new one. But I have been loving it all summer. I've been using the old ones that I've got. They're running out, they're running very low. Yet you don't burn. It's a really good primer under makeup, or you can wear it on its own, like if you're going to the beach or down to the pool. Yeah, I really rate it. I've never burnt with it, like I say, and my freckles still poke through. So obviously it does, you know, it does the job, and you don't want to be getting those harmful rays on your face. I quite like sitting in the sun, but I never tan my face. I always have a hat on or have like a high SPF, because if you've seen any of my vlogs, my face is a lot paler than the rest of my body, just because I don't really like to tan my face, and I like to use this as my face SPF. Right, so talking about tanning, the next product, I'm not really sure if this is a gimmicky thing or not. It is the Fox Tan Accelerate. I've nearly finished this now. This is supposed to increase your melanin production, which gives you a better tan. Again, I'm not sure if this is a gimmicky product or not, but I have probably had the best tan I've ever had this year. I've got loads of comments on my tan. You probably can't tell from this light, but I'm quite brown for me, considering I'm a fair-skinned person. I don't spend hours in the sun. I just do short, quick bursts in the sun and I go back in the shade. So I'm not in the sun for hours and hours and hours, but I've been using this, and you put it on 3 days prior to sun exposure. You still have to use like sunscreen, but it's, like I say, it's supposed to increase your melanin production, and I would say for me it's worked. I'm not sure if that's a coincidence. I don't think it is, because I have used this summer. I didn't have it before my holiday, so I can't tell. I already had a good base tan when I started using this. Like, we got back off of Crete and then I saw someone talking about this, so I already had a tan, so I think that might have helped, but it certainly has made me brown using this, and it smells gorgeous. It's quite a tropical scent. I've also got the mists because I got like a little set, a travel set with 3, but this is kind of the thing that I like the most. You know, if you could just use this as a moisturiser, it's really nice in the summer. It is pricey though, so not sure if it's gimmicky, but I have had a pretty good tan this year, so I don't think that's a coincidence. And my favourite sunscreen this year, and once again is a repeat of like many years now, is the Buin. I've got the 1 day long SPF 15. So this is really nice because it's really moisturising. I've got quite dry skin on the back of my arms. I get eczema. This is really nice. It nourishes the skin. It's not greasy. This one's quite a low one, obviously 15, but because I've got a bit of a tan at the moment, I can get away with it. Like at the start of our holiday, I always use 30. But yeah, I've really enjoyed using this. I don't burn. I am quite religious in applying sunscreen. Like when we're on holiday, if we come out of the water, I reapply it because I just don't want to burn, because I do sit in the sun. So yeah, I do try to protect myself as much as possible, and this has always worked for me. I like the fact it's not greasy and it smells really nice as well. Again, it's not the cheapest of sunscreens, like the Garnier one's probably the cheapest, but I find it really greasy. But this one is lovely. It just nourishes the skin. It smells like summer, a summer's day. Yep, so I'm going to be buying some more of this soon because there's not very much left after the heat wave we've just had. Okay, I'm going to move on to some of the homeware things that I've been enjoying over the summer. Again, they're quite random, but favourites videos usually are a little bit of a bunch of random things. The first thing I'm going to talk about are the Next room diffusers. Now, I can blame my friend Camilla for my new little obsession with these, because she bought me this apricot blossom one for my birthday back in June. It's empty. I thought I'd show you an empty one rather than bring like an oily bottle down. But this is the scent that got me hooked on the room diffusers. This is my favourite one, the apricot blossom. Like it would suggest, it's nice and fruity and sweet, but also a bit flowery. We had that in our hallway, but I have found that because it's quite a small bottle, we do need a bit of a bigger one for our hallway, but I love the scent, and I have since picked up a few of the other room diffusers. So this is what they look like when you buy them new, because I've just stocked up on a few more. This is the Very Berry one. We're going to have this in our living room. I saved it, like I kept it in the box just to show you. This is what they look like. They're £4, the little ones, and this is the perfect size. This one's quite strong actually, so you probably wouldn't want a big one in this, and this would probably be the right size for a medium-sized room. Yeah, this is for our living room because we've got a bit of purple going on throughout the lounge. Yeah, and I just find that they really do fill up the room. The smell is nice. It's not overpowering, but it's just enough to actually work, and they're like good value for money, I think. Yeah, so Camilla, if you're watching, you've started a bit of a room diffuser obsession. I've gone from candles to these bad boys. Then, speaking of lovely fragrances, this Method Wild Rhubarb Cleaning Anti-Bac has fast become one of my favourite things to use for cleaning. I do like a bit of spring clean or an all year round clean, and this smells absolutely divine. I'm thinking about doing a video all about non-toxic cleaning products and do they work, so let me know if you'd be interested in that video. Yeah, I'm obsessed with this. It smells so nice, and it actually does leave the room smelling fresh and clean for hours and hours afterwards. So again, it's absolutely gorgeous. A little bit pricey, but because it's non-toxic, I think it is worth it. Yeah, and I'm just loving using this in the kitchen. It's by far gone over my expectations, and I prefer using this to Sephora now because it's you know, it's a little bit greener and a little bit friendlier. The Method Wild Rhubarb Anti-Bac has been my go-to cleaning product this summer. It does just smell gorgeous. Like, if you get a chance to try this, definitely do. On to the last couple of things that I want to talk about as my like summer favourites, and they are completely random and I can't actually show you them because they are my Marks and Spencer's orchids that I have bought this summer. I've bought quite a few orchids from Marks and Spencer's. Oliver bought me one for Valentine's Day earlier on this year, and that's what started it. And I've never really been good at keeping houseplants, but I actually decided that once they'd stopped flowering, the one that he got me for Valentine's Day, I was going to look after it and let it reflower again, because that's what you can do with orchids if you don't already know. They come back, they flower again, and they're a plant. They're not just like a bunch of flowers that you have that die and then they don't come back to life. Orchids are plants, and I had a couple when we first moved in and I didn't know how to look after them. But these are my next two favourites. Is my orchid plants that are all around my house at the moment, because I've just gone a little bit mad with them because I think they're beautiful. And the second one is actually a YouTube channel that I found super helpful, and I'll leave the description of it on my screen, or I'll insert a little cutaway for you. And the username is Miss Orchid Girl, and this channel is beyond informative. There is so many useful tips, advice, information about orchid care, which if you're new to caring for plants like this, like I was, the information you can just absorb so much and look after your plants and keep them blooming, and obviously you get your money's worth because they keep flowering year after year, fingers crossed. So I've got one plant that I've already had a second bloom on, and all the other ones I'm waiting for them to reflower because I've been looking after them properly. That's the thing, like if you don't know how to look after plants, some of the information on Google can be a little bit like one person says one thing, one person says another, and you don't really know like what to do with houseplants really. But this channel, like everything you need to know about caring for orchids is on this channel. I'd never realised how much time I could spend watching videos on orchids, but once I discovered this channel I was completely hooked with it. And yeah, I've been looking after my orchids a lot better since watching that video. So yeah, my orchid houseplants from Marks and Spencer's, all summer they have looked gorgeous in the house. I mean, I'm not sure if they're thriving because it's summer. I'll soon see in the winter if they do as well, but hopefully I'm going to know how to look after them a little bit better now I've discovered this channel. But I really like the Marks and Spencer's ones because they come in a lovely ceramic pot, so even if the orchid does unfortunately die, you've still got like this pot which is beautiful, so you could reuse it for like another orchid or another house plant. And I just think that the actual quality of them is really pretty, and there's lots of unique ones. I've got quite a lot of white and purple, and recently bought a yellow one. They come in quite nice packaging, some of them, so they'd be really nice for a gift for someone. And if you do give someone a gift, you know, the channel that I've been talking about is absolutely ace at telling you how to look after your orchids. And I'm just really enjoying having them around the house. I think my husband thinks I've gone a little bit crazy, but I just like the fact that they actually come back to life, and if you look after them obviously, and you know, they can bloom and keep giving. A very random bunch of 2019 summer favourites, but I thought I would just try this sort of video out. Let me know what you think of the summer favourites as opposed to a monthly favourites. But I just, like I say, I'm not sure in a month I could gather enough favourites, but I have tried to include a wide range of a few things that I've been really enjoying this summer. Let me know what you've been enjoying this summer, and hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.